Okay, my name's Zakashi, guys, and in this video here we are going to be doing another hot take video. Now, the last two times I did this, you guys really enjoyed them, so I'm thinking I should do this a lot more often. I know there's a lot of controversial opinions people have, and people do like to have their opinions voiced to see maybe they might have people agree with them or maybe disagree with them. But if you want to potentially be involved in the next hot take video, what you need to do is go ahead and follow me on Twitter, Zakashi with 3 eyes at the end, almost at 10,000 followers there. So if you're new here, you know what to do here. Drop me a follow over there. Before I give my opinions on my channel, on live streams, anywhere else, I always go to Twitter first, and it's just a lot of fun there generally. But I'm sure in this video, with the release of the new units Ultimate Gohan and the new Super Saiyan God Goku, we're gonna have a lot of hot takes, a lot of controversial opinions, things that people are very willing to stand on, or just takes because people wanted to get involved. Either way, it's all fun, so let's get into this. Right, so to start off the video, I made this tweet and it says drop a hot take and I will potentially use it for an upcoming video. You don't have to believe it. A lot of people have this notion where if you drop a hot take, that's 100% something you believe. There's a lot of opinions you can look up on the definition about what a hot take is. It could just be something that's very controversial in general, things that you think people will generally disagree on. But anyways, I said I'll go first. They failed this guy in every aspect, even his animations, due to the lack of the Super Saiyan D transformation. Of course, I kind of pushed it here. As you can see, his animations are good, but I feel like the unit is a letdown simply because they did not add the D transformation, similar to how, like, look at Super Saiyan Bardock. I'm talking about Legends Limited Bardock, but when he goes Super Saiyan during his legendary finish, that's a nice little touch that they could have added, you know. But they could have added it as a gimmick for this character. That's what I think. But we already know that he's not very much excelling. Let me know whether you agree or disagree with this take, but usually I just add a take to just pull people in. But let's get into the actual hot takes of this video. We got a hot take from Sir Dugoat over here. He says, you can argue him over SV right now. This is an interesting one. Now, obviously, for these hot takes, because they are hot takes, I'm going to try to be as open-minded as possible. Let's look at what Gogeta has to offer. He's got the counter, so he can't be cover changed when he's doing the strike arts, post-transformation, pre-transformation, a lot of tag switching, cover no, and vanish recovery, getting a lot of cards as well. Heals a lot as well, can break your combo when he gets to half health. Neat factors, he's yellow, so he counters one of the best units in the game, Ultimate Gohan. He's also on the same teams, if not one more, as SV. So let's look at it. We've got Sun Family, Saiyans, Vegeta Clan, Fusion Warrior, and then this guy also has God Key and movies in addition. I think this is a very good hot take, to be honest. I'm not saying I necessarily agree, but it's agreeable. It's not something that you can like really just right off straight away. You actually have to lay out the pieces, and once you lay it out, it's kind of not that far off than you might think. Like, ultimately, I think the Rising Rush factor clears his whole kit, and I think most people with common sense that play PvP can automatically agree with that. But it's not as ridiculous as some might have deemed it immediately going into this. When you actually put it down on paper, in terms of value, I could see this guy being argued over SV. I'm not saying he is better, but it's agreeable for a hot take. A hot take's meant to be controversial and disagreeable, but I could see this being agreeable. There could have been a lot worse said here. There could have been a lot worse said here. So we're gonna have it as agreeable. The first take here from Dugo. We got this take here from DP0_D_P. He says, he's not a top 10 and not close to it. He's not top 3 Gohans. We got Red Beast here. Now, there's a double barrel thing here, so let me just address some parts as I'm going along. He's not top 10. I think that part is mostly agreeable. He's really on the edge of the top 10 anyways, in my opinion. And I think most people will think he's top 10, but then there'll be a lot of people that do think he's really higher up, simply because of his solo potential. But if you actually play in the highest ranks of PvP, I think it's mostly agreeable that he's not top 10. But some people might think slightly different, maybe edging him at like 9 and 10. But then saying not close to it, I think is where it gets a bit ridiculous. So I think that's mostly disagreeable. I think he lingers around the 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 area of the top 10. Anywhere between there is fine. So not close to it is such a reach. Like, we're going 3 up, 3 down pretty much. 2 down, well, 2 down going from 8, you know, and then 3 up to 13. It's pretty much close to it, I'm not gonna lie. Saying he's not close to it, I'd say that's mostly disagreeable. And he's not top 3 Gohans. let's look at what Gohans we got in the game. We got Ultimate Gohan, not better than him. We got Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, not better than him. And then we have what? Revival Gohan, the green one. I would say he's better than him, but maybe that Revival Gohan adds more value because of the Zenkai buff, and in addition he has a revival. But in my opinion, I wouldn't prefer to run him over Red Beast. So I would say this part is high key. It may be in terms of value agreeable, but generally speaking I'd say it's disagreeable. So there's like 3 takes here. I say you went 1 to 3 in terms of agreeability. I'm gonna generally disagree though, because there's too many like connections. Saying and includes it as a together thing. So I'd say this one's mostly disagreeable. Let me know what you guys think about this one though. The Red Beast dislike train, or not rated train. We got a take from BLZ. He's taking a break to cook. He's gonna come back with some amazing art. But he says he'd much rather have more units designed like these guys, so Gogeta and God Goku, versus Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan and Ultimate Gohans. Damn. I think this is agreeable, because these units are super broken, and if you don't have them, the game can feel unplayable at times. I think this is mostly agreeable. But I think the issue isn't that these guys are designed a certain way. I think there's simply just not enough mechanics to get over them. Or maybe that could even make the game more complicated to make the game bad. So maybe it's just the fact that the game needs to be more balanced in general when they release units like this. If there was ways to get over good units like this, then it wouldn't be an issue. But with units like this, there's openly counters to them, and their abilities have somewhat of a flaw, so they're able to get broken through, or like have a downside when they're also somewhat good. So I think, yeah, this is not even something I need to ponder long on. I was just trying to think about it from a different perspective. I think in general people would rather have these. As you can see, he doesn't even have these units, so they're not even in color, but these guys are looking like you've pulled them already, you know. So I guess that he's definitely saying more like this. I think it's mostly agreeable. I don't see people disagreeing with this one in general. I wouldn't say this is a very much hot take, which is why it's got so many likes. But yeah, let's get to the next one. All right, this one kind of clashes with the previous take, but let's look at this. So Mirrors, Angel Mirrors says here, people argue Saiyan Saga Revhan is the best, brackets not optimal, third for hybrids right now, but I'd say it's Red Beast Han. Gets protected by Ultra Gohan, protects Ultimate Gohan, and most importantly, he cancels enemy buff effects when Rising Rush and Blues and Ults, so he can protect the other 2 from Rising Rush. Now, this is not a hot take in my opinion. I think this is like agreeable. Like in the other take, I already established that Red Beast is definitely the 3rd best Gohan, or if I didn't definitely establish it, I'm doing so now. With these 2 on your team, you're able to stop Rising rushes that have endurance nullification. So for example, Ultra Vegito Blue, Ultra Gogeta Blue. I don't know why I'm using 2 old units like that. Or like maybe you popped main with Ultra UI and you don't want to get hit with an ultimate that's coming your way, you know, that's going to be used. So like having Ultimate Gohan cancel buffs for himself is really good, but then you can also switch out and let Ultra Gohan take the rush, because he's already cancelled the nullify endurance effect. But not just him, he also does that. So he cancels the nullify endurance effect, then you can switch out to any of these 2 guys because they both have endurance. Double endurance, because of these 2 units, the odds of them getting actually nullified is very, very low. And not just from Rising Rushes, cancels all buff effects from blue cards, ultimate arts. So it's like super powerful in general. I think this is not a hot take. This is mostly agreeable. I think most people will agree as well. So let me know what you guys think about this. But I think it's pretty obvious. But if you think about it for 2 seconds, but I think people might have a different opinion for maybe color wheel or something like that. I don't know. Ultimate Gohan's release shows that he will be top 10 for a long time. As long as a purple exists in the top 5. This is from Glow9Glow6. Let's look at this. So I will say that because Ultimate Gohan is a unit that can get cover null pretty easily, he's a problem, and he can cover change a lot of stuff. So he can cover change strike arts, blue cards that are forward moving, and green cards that are forward moving. but this guy can just ignore that with consistent strike chaining and he will do damage to purples, right? But we haven't seen the meta have a super heavy dominant red since this guy's come out. Red Beast does exist, Ultra Vegito Blue does exist, Super 17 is fading away, but he does exist. We need to see how this guy works when a top 3, top 5 potential red drops. There hasn't been a red in the top 5 since this guy's released. Super 17's edging it. So if we look at it like that, unless I'm missing somebody, which I don't believe I am, I don't have Legends open. So if I'm missing somebody, correct me. But until we see a very oppressive red get into the game after this guy's release, I can't say I would agree with this, but I will say this is generally an agreeable take. If there's a purple of value, this guy has high value and he's able to cook, especially if you have him decent stars. There's a lot of potential for him to stay alive in the game and add value, really shake up the battlefield so that the purple just doesn't run through. I've seen this guy really lock down Ultimate Gohan. It's actually insane. So I could see this guy being top 10 for a long time, especially with the character bias of him also just being Gogeta. That adds to him being used. So yeah, I'm not against this take. I think this take is mostly agreeable, but we will have to see until we see a red drop that is very menacing. Similar to how, like, if you remember in the 4th anniversary, Ultra Super Vegito dropped, or was it the 3rd anniversary? I think it's the 4th anniversary. 4th anniversary, Ultra Super Vegito dropped, and they dropped Final Form Cooler not too long afterwards, and then we really saw what it was like with that guy, you know, working in the field. So we'll see, but I think this is agreeable. Hot take, fire in the mountains. We got DNGEE_YT Dingy. He says G4 is better than Godku. I don't make the rules. Let's look at this. Let me actually assess this respectfully, because like I said, I'm being very open-minded. Let me even take a drink, because this one I might need to do some. Dingy might be wilding on this one. I had to take a drink for that one. That one's insane. But cool. G4, on the first time he gets hit, he gets like damage that he can tank better on the first time. Basically, once you tap attack him or do a combo the first time, he's not going to be tanking as well. They're both green. This guy gets cover null from his green card pretty easily. G4 doesn't have easy vanish restore though. He does have anti-revival, which a revival is a common theme in the meta consistently. There are a lot of revivals right now. Golden Frieza doesn't count because it's comeback. We got Revza, Revival Han, Rev Han. I feel like I'm missing somebody obvious, but let's just say that's about it. I guess Pycon, Nappa and Vegeta. He's not getting over that purple really and truly, so the anti-revival is kind of it's whatever right now. Teams, GT is on the back end. Fusion Warriors is good, but with the Fusion Warrior options, he's not even the first man on the team. Whereas Godku probably makes first man on the team on God Key. I say this is disagreeable. It was kind of working. We laid out the odds. I think Godku even just countering explosive greens in this day and age, getting vanish recovery, he's probably as tanky and comes with endurance. It's just better than anything G4 can provide right now. I'd say at least maybe G4's blue cards hit harder, low key on the lowest keys, and he can get 2 ultimates, but that's about it. There's nothing really special about G4 in this day and age, man. Hey, he does a backflip though. I guess his LF is low-key better, I guess. I don't know, man, but for the most part, I think this is disagreeable, man. Sorry, Dingy, I can't back this agenda. I'm not dying on this hill. This is a hot take. But we cannot agree with stuff like this for no reason. Let's just take it easy. Just wanted to address this since it was part of the comments from Rexy, the Fire Rexy DBL. Ultimate Gohan was not anniversary hype and would have been better received if he was a monthly LF. I don't think. Okay, this isn't a hot take. Let me get that out the way. This is agreeable. It's not hot at all. Most people would definitely agree based on his animations and just who he is. He's not anniversary level. However, this is something that I want to add along. I think the circumstances of how he would be received would be different if, for one, he actually had better animations, and for two, it wasn't already Son Family Gohan Ball Legends. If Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan didn't exist, if we didn't get two Son Family Fusion Warriors as well, you know, the game would be in a much different state if they did drop this Ultimate Gohan, because it would kind of be like Son Family is not banking on all the celebrities in the game, they're just banking on Ultimate Gohan. So then that means he would be bringing them back up, you know, because there was once upon a time Son Family wasn't cooking. If we take the last year, this time last year, Son Family ceased to exist, but now it's literally the pinnacle of the game. So I think it's more the circumstance. I think he could be anniversary level, because we've seen some trash anniversary units. I'm not saying necessarily trash, but like, I guess any movies unit could technically be anniversary level if we really chop it up like that. But we've seen like 1% sparklings are not that great, that people would say they're not anniversary level, but we've seen them come like I think Buhan, for example, in the first anniversary shouldn't have been an anniversary level character, but he is, you know, so that proves he could probably be an LF in the future. Do you get what I'm saying? Ultimate Gohan's a part 2 character. I don't think it's that bad. I think it's something that people could just stomach. It's not a bad pick, but I think it's the circumstance of how he was released, what his animations look like, and in general the game state. He didn't need to drop. Would he have been better received if he was a monthly LF? Still no, based on the fact that if it's Gohan Ball Legends, nobody's gonna like it anyways. So for the most part, the first part where it's like Ultimate Gohan was an anniversary hype, I agree, especially for the 6th anniversary. But would have been better received if he was a monthly LF? I don't necessarily agree, because if it's a Gohan dropping right when it's Gohan Ball Legends or Son Family Ball Legends, either way people will complain. So I agree mostly. I'm gonna say mostly agreeable, because if it's 51-49% still mostly, but I don't agree with the second part necessarily. We got a take here from Nindo XTTV. Easy one, but Ultra Gohan is still top 1 and has the potential to be for the whole year. Too many inconveniences fighting him, and the break cards going to allies like Ultimate Gohan, so he's talking about the anti-blast, is insanity. I'm worried about the part 3 Ultra. Either it's worse, which is bad, or better, also bad. I think this is it's not disagreeable, it's kind of 50-50, because my immediate thought is Ultimate Gohan, who's on the same team as him, and if anything, he's as good, just without super fancy mechanics like a counter through the blue card and the block. But I guess this guy does have the anti-blast that he brings onto the team. I'd say he's pretty much as good. Ultimate Gohan does as much as this guy in terms of damage output with less special mechanics. So I want to say 50-50 because he's purple. It's the addition of the fact that Ultimate Gohan is purple. If he wasn't purple, I would say it's not 50-50, and this is a cold take. But simply because they decided to make Ultimate Gohan purple, I think it pushes this guy back a bit and makes the debate closer than it may seem, especially if you're discussing meta-wise. Individually, I'm not against putting Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan 1. I think it's mostly agreeable. But meta-wise, I cannot agree with. So let's actually talk about, because they mentioned separate points. So easy one, Ultra Gohan is still top 1. I think that's 50-50 and has the potential to be for the whole year. I'd say that's mostly disagreeable, because we people were already fighting him with just Vegito's rush mechanic. Bear in mind, he can't cancel Vegito's rush mechanic, you know, with the endurance nullification, and he's gonna win. So yeah, I'd say this part, as much as it may seem mostly disagreeable, but let me know what you guys think about that. I could easily see people saying it's agreeable, but I'm going to say mostly disagreeable. Too many inconveniences in fighting in break cards. That's just the explanation. And this part, worried about the part 3 ult, which is either worse. So this is not really a take, it's just the first part. I'm just gonna write it down as 50-50. I'm gonna write it down as 50-50. I don't think it's one or the other either way. I could easily see this being, some people agree, some people disagree. It is a good hot take though, is what I'd like to see. So respect you for bringing this to the table, but I can't really decide just straight away right now, because you could also argue that he is 100% number 1 because there's a lot more yellows countering the purple Ultimate Gohan than there is purples countering this Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. So yeah, I'm just gonna say 50-50, play it safe. Another fire in the mountains take. Jams, dh.jams, jams alt 23002. Individually, Super 17 is better than all the Ani units so far. Maybe not Vegito, but it's debatable. Let me just start off by saying this is mostly disagreeable. This is mostly disagreeable. He said individually, so we're doing a one-on-one here. That means we're not talking meta or how you build teams. Super 17 needs the Zenkai buffs. Damage output, I'm going Vegito. Super 17 is able to obviously get covered now pretty easily and he can output a lot of blasts, but is he doing more damage? I don't see it. I don't see it. I have a 14-star Super 17 too and a 14-star Vegito, so I'm the best man for this debate. So he said all the Ani units not so far, so we also have to address Super Saiyan God Goku. I'm not against saying Super 17 individually is better than Super Saiyan God Goku, better than Gogeta. I still don't think so, but it's very close. So that one, I would say it's more so. I'm just going to give Super 17 the edge, just for sake. Just for sake. Let's get Goji out of here because I don't want to do too much debating. So it's really between Super 17, Ultimate Gohan, and Vegito. The Vegito's Rush clears Super 17's whole catalog, unfortunately. Ultimate Gohan with the buff cancellations. I think Super 17 has buff cancellation as well. The Endurance just edges him just more. Cover No is probably as easy. Let's really respect that. The Vanish Recovery is more. So this is just wrong. I think it's mostly disagreeable. Most people are going to disagree. I wanted to make the debate clear because Gogeta and Super Saiyan God Goku are much closer to Super 17 in comparison to Vegito and Ultimate Gohan. They really just excel, you know. It makes it much more of a, alright, let's end this, you know. Let's end this debate right here, right now. Get done with it when you bring up Vegito and Ultimate Gohan. So yeah, Super 17, no, he's not doing more damage. No Vanish Recovery, no Endurance. He doesn't have any super mechanics. He's just really consistently annoying. I do know the tap attack thing stops you from playing, but bro, and the green card, I didn't forget about anything like that. But really and truly, if we're looking at his pros versus the pros that Gohan and Vegito have, Vegito and Gohan's pros are just way higher in my opinion. We got a hot take from Hashirama the God. Yellow Hit is one of the best RR units, uncancelable null endurance, Ultan ain't living, along with a hard hitting ult. Okay, so his argument is Yellow Hit because he has uncancelable endurance nullification, right? That's his main argument. First of all, Yellow Hit does no damage, so even if he does rush, I'm worried he might not kill. But let's say in the hypothetical he does kill, let's look at the other options in the game. You've got Tag 1718. Thank you for this reply because I would have mentioned them anyways. You've got Full Power Frieza, who works with Ultra Golden Frieza. Then you also got Purple Rose, who works with CMZ, Ultra Vegeta Blue. Powerful opponents as well. So, you know, got Golden Frieza and whatnot. In general, he's not even top 3 yellows when it comes to rising rushing units. So saying he's one of the best, if 4th place counts as one of the best to you when there's not much to go off of, pretty low bar to be honest. But I think this is just a hit Glaze tweet. We're gonna go disagreeable because what the hell? What the hell? Even his teams are ass. Come on, man. We got a tweet here from Dark Prince 2007. The new Nameku is a good unit if used right, and I'm tired of pretending he's not. I've fought a lot of 14-star Gokus, right? And if you do use him right, he can give you amazing results. But his damage isn't worth the hassle. He kind of reminds me of Evoken, where you have to consistently be doing stuff to get results. And that's not worth the hassle. Let me see what his take specifically said again. Is a good unit if used right, and I'm tired of pretending he's not. I don't mind that take. I think that's mostly agreeable. If you do use him, you invested in him a decent amount, so let's just say he's 9 stars, and you are bringing him out to the battlefield. I don't know if he has a plat. I think he does. Don't fact check me on that though. But yeah, if you do use him right, he can, I believe he can lock you in. He gets cover no a lot. His combos are very long as well, extends pretty well. And generally speaking, this is just agreeable. It's not like he's a bad unit. He's a good unit, but he's just not one of the best. And I'm glad he worded it this way. So let's say he's agreeable. Shout out to Super Saiyan Goku fans. Dragon Ball Legends making Namek Goku look like he's fodder, man. They ain't dropped a banger one in a minute, like a long time. But this guy's good, man. He is good. Here we go. We got a take from Hiatus. Waiting Forms. Evil Boo has the best disrupt in the game right now. Makes tag units do no real damage since he heals and drops card every switch. Drops key and has insane healing. Also cancels buffs on rush. So he's great if you have another unit with endurance. Best disrupt unit in the game right now. Okay, so he does a good job disrupting, but there's a lot of offensive units that are also good at disrupting, and it depends what you class disrupt as. So I would argue Ultra UI is a better disruptor than this guy, simply because he can break out of combos. You don't need to stop or do all of that stuff when you can just flip out of it. He can also stall, which is nothing this guy can do, you know, and the healing he also has. I would argue Ultimate Gohan has healing at high potential, basically uncancelable endurance, you know, he cancels buffs, Ultimate Gohan. So I might argue he might have better disrupt. Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, you know, he has the the gauge counter. He also counters with his blue card if you try to attack him. He destroys your cards. He takes your key. He doesn't cancel buffs though. But depending on how you wanted to look at it, I'd say he has better disrupt. So if you mean like if their main thing is to disrupt, I might give it to you. But if you include the characters that are also offensive demons, that also do defensive stuff, disrupting stuff, I don't think it's really close to compare, because giving him the best disrupt in the game when Ultra UI can't be hit, and he's also able to do a lot of what this guy does, not everything, like dropping cards every switch is insane, but like not everything. I think it's very much debatable. So I think with the points I've raised, I will say this is very disagreeable, and if he was that much of a disrupt unit, I think you would also see him more. So I'm gonna go disagreeable. Let me know what you guys think about that though. I think that one's really down to logic and how you view things, but I'm gonna go disagreeable for this one, mostly disagreeable. Got a take here from Ben104 MVS Gamer Key 880. Vegeta is the most hated main character in DBL. Vegeta, Gogeta, Gohan, and Goku are always meta, and Vegeta is always one of the worst units or falls off hard. They even tried to do it to SV. I think that means fusing SV, who starts with Vegeta. 3 greens drop this Annie. He also doesn't have a good Ultra. Okay, let me think about this. So Vegeta, the most hated main character in DBL. If we're including Gohan as main character, so we should be including Trunks. Trunks has never really shined. Actually, he has. But even Vegeta shined. Evo can shine when they were prime. Gogeta and Vegito are Vegeta clan. You can use them on Vegeta clan. Nappa and Vegeta dropped this year. You can use them on Vegeta clan. If we're including Trunks, disagreeable. Straight away. You know? Trunks does get shine, but I think in the history of DBL, I can name more good Vegeta units than Trunks units. And considering you included Gohan, Trunks is one of the main, you know, the main cast. So in terms of hated, I think it's more so the fact that he's just the deuteragonist of Dragon Ball. So he's always besides Goku, really and truly, when it comes to the plot of any arc. That's what makes it feel like he's probably hated more. But Trunks is also Vegeta clan, but I guess he gets picked up by hybrid Saiyans. But Vegeta's also Saiyans, so he gets picked up by that as well. I can't say. I think it's kind of obvious that he is hated, but most, if we're being real, Trunks definitely isn't liked more than any of these 4 on the screen, as in Goku, Gogeta, Vegito. Don't even know why we're counting them as main, because they just show up like they've showed up like 4 times max, I guess. Gohan, you know, Trunks. It depends on your perspective of main. So if the main is just Goku and Vegeta, then I guess so. But you included Gohan, so I think it's fair to include Trunks. So I have to say disagreeable when you actually think about it. But on the surface, you're very much correct. But if you actually think about it, I'd say this is mostly disagreeable. We've got a take from Neo Ace 10. God Goku is actually pretty good. Y'all just have too high of expectations. I'd say this is agreeable. I'm gonna go agreeable. Let me say why. I think if you run him on God Key, he fits a purpose. He has the endurance factor, and that can keep him alive and your team alive, because the enemy has to work just that bit harder to get around it or push through it. That could also give you a bit more hits to take that can keep you alive. If you take a blue card that doesn't have nullify endurance, you still get to live, you know? So I think he serves purpose in the game. He can work. His combos are not that bad. His damage isn't the best, but he can tank pretty well as well. Not the best, but he can. He does get Vanish Recovery. He can block AoE greens. He is actually pretty good. One of the best? No, but he does have purpose. And I think because we have units like Ultimate Gohan, Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, fusing Vegeta with dumbass mechanics. We've also had some in the past. Gold Frieza, Ultra Vegeta Blue, Ultra Gogeta Blue, Ultra UI, Red Beast. We've had some insane mechanics as of recent times for certain characters. It's very easy to want more for a unit such as God Goku. So, especially with the guys that waited like, what, 6 years to get one premium God Goku? That's nuts! That's nuts! That's nuts, man. That's nuts. So, I'm going to take this as agreeable. God Goku is pretty good, but we do have high expectations because we want people to keep up with, obviously, all the good that's already dropped in the game. So, we can't help that. It just is what it is. But that doesn't mean this guy is really bad, you know? It's just hard to keep up with the top tiers. But that's what all PvP is at the same time. It is what it is. We got a take here from S7dems.00. S7demsx00. So, he says, UGB has and will have one of the best, if not the best kit in the game right now. I don't even know what you mean, if not. What do you mean will have? What do you mean will have? He's already out. Let's talk about right now. I feel like if you increased UGB stats, and I'm so dead ass with this. If you were in my stream the other day, I think I was saying God Goku is a worse 3v1 unit than UGB. And from once you get him past 60 time accounts, he is him. If he had better offensive and defensive stats, this guy could fit in the top 10. Try put me on a cross and crucify me. This guy is an absolute menace past 60 time accounts. He gets easy Vanish Recovery. He draws a blue card. He has the rush endurance nullification on the rush. Blue cards do pretty good damage. He has the it's futile against blast arts. He heals when his gauge fills, and he destroys, I believe it's your blast arts. So you have to hit a blue card or a I think he destroys blue cards as well. But you have to either hit a strike or a blue card or like a green card or something. If you hit any type of blast, he's gonna it's futile that. Not tap shots though. Element is pretty good right now. So I would say his kit, it's actually very valid. Like, it's very valid. I'm not going to lie to you. But his kit includes the amount of damage he can do and stuff like that. So he's mad weak. He's mad weak, man. I'm not gonna lie. He's mad weak. I ain't gonna lie, Chief. He does not do damage in as much as you'd want him to do. You have to really Zenkai buff him to the brim. So I'm gonna say this is mostly disagreeable. But if you don't believe me, just triple Zenkai buff him for how I was kind of glazing him. Triple Zenkai buff him and bring him out to the battlefield. Past 60 time accounts, I believe, he is a dog. But outside of that, he's not the best unit. Before his 60 time accounts, he's not the best unit. He's also not the best damage dealer at all. Nowhere near even the top 10. So we're just going to keep him out. We're just going to keep him out. And you can also argue that he has to get 60 time accounts for him to actually shine. So that could make him a bad unit because he could die within the first 60 time accounts before he even reaches his potential. So yeah, I'm going to say this is disagreeable, but it was nice to talk about Ultra Gold Gia Blue. We got a take from Flashina, Fraser Summer, Flashina29, or Flashin A, however you want to see it. He is still top 3. He's better than Ultra Gohan right now. Top 3 are SV, Ultimate Gohan, and Golden Frieza. First 2 are tied for first, while Golden Frieza is second. So technically that makes him third, if you didn't know. You know, it would be 1-1, then third, because it would be 1-2 otherwise. So Golden Frieza is third, not second. But you said top 3, so let's look at this. This is assuming that you think Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan is not top 3. Oh my god, I lost it. Okay, let's get back. Alright, cool. Assuming you think Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan is not top 3, which is what you said right here, I'm gonna say this is a disagreeable take. Because you added that factor, this is disagreeable as hell. I don't think anybody is thinking Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan is not top 3. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense to me. I don't know how you see that. I guess there's 2 purples right now that counter him. But like, there was always Ultra Golden Frieza and he was still shining. So, you know, he fits also on the best teams in the game with Ultimate Gohan and SV. So I think it's more likely that Golden Frieza is the one that's more one step out of the top 3 because of the team options. If we're looking at the meta, you got to think about the team options, and Sun Family is just a better team. So I think most people would disagree with this. But I could also see it being 50-50 because Golden Frieza is also juiced on his own team and can probably output the same, if not more, output. But that's because of his Zenkai buffs. He has like 4, man. It's so overwhelming if you actually use it. Like I dropped a 5-star Ultra Golden Frieza showcase. And wow, he's phenomenal. I'll be honest. If you have this guy at 12 stars, 10 stars, whatever it is higher, you are blessed because this guy is insane. But I think in general, you can't dispute the team factors, man. I know the Golden Frieza is still being used on movies. He exists on powerful opponents. But Sun Family is definitely better than both of those. Definitely better than both of those. Hybrid Saiyans, maybe not. And Saiyans, maybe not. But the Sun Family team is enough for me to say, yeah, let's put Golden Frieza one step behind the 3. SV, Ultimate Gohan, and Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. Let me know what you guys think about this, though. I think this is going to be one of the closest ones. I'm going to say disagreeable. It is a hot take, though. It is a hot take. We got RevQ here. RevQ _ Not a hot take. I'll see about that. But God Goku is in the same spot as Gold Frieza pre-buff. He's good, but underwhelming. And he needs a small buff like key on entry. First of all, I think this is disagreeable. So I'd say it is a hot take. Second of all, why? I think it's disagreeable because 1, God Goku is not a headliner for the anniversary. He's not the star. He was not good enough to start the anniversary. Or not the best option, rather. I think if God Goku was the first part of the anniversary would be in a stinking position right now. Thank God he wasn't part 1. But not because of his kit, just as a character. Vegito and Gogeta were definitely the better option. Even if it was just Vegito, better option. Cool. Let's look at what Gold Frieza was doing before. Like, he had a lot of things that were just not good enough. But I think this comment here might put Gold Frieza above him just for the rush counter. The rush counter is a very big inconvenience, and at the start of it being there, people didn't know how to get around it. So you could say it's arguably worse dealing with Gold Frieza pre-buff than it is dealing with God Goku right now, especially with the other options you have in the meta. So I could say I disagree with this take because he could arguably be in a worse position, but I don't have a clear memory of how people were treating Gold Frieza. Were they saying he's not top 10 back then? I don't remember clearly. But he does need a small buff like key on entry. I think everybody's discovered that. Not having key on entry in 2024 is diabolical. It's like they're trying to take units back to the Stone Age, but then it would just mean that the units they've already released that are already damaged will just keep running the game until they drop units as good or better. Sorry, I'm yawning a lot. I don't know why. I need to sleep or something. But I'm gonna say this is disagreeable because I think it's either he's in a better position or a worse position than Gold Frieza. And either way, it's not the same spot. He's also not going to get a buff. Well, I think he's not going to get a buff, and I think most people do as well. So that also pushes to the fact that, okay, he's also not in the same position as Gold Frieza because Gold Frieza needed that buff, you know what I'm saying? He's not a headliner either. So for multiple reasons, I think this is disagreeable. But let me know. Some of you guys might be coping and say, yeah, man, same position as Gold Frieza just so he can get the buff or whatever. Hey, I'm going disagreeable though. That's me. That's me. We got a take here from Vegito72. Fusion Warriors needs to be given a proper support that has their tag and buffs. The Fusion Warrior tag and not have Pycon be the support or be for the team. I've been saying this for a long time. If you actually run Fusion Warriors or you main Fusion Warriors, you will understand that this is an agreeable take. But I think on the surface level, people will disagree with this take because of how good Gogeta, Vegito, fusing versions of them are in the game. If you have both of them, and it doesn't even matter who you run as a third, if you have them both decent starred, you're not going to need an extra unit. You're just not. So it doesn't matter who your third is, whether it's a support or just an extra unit. It doesn't matter. It actually doesn't matter. So I think most people would disagree. But I'd say the take is agreeable if you actually address it for what it is. Fusion Warriors gets a buff once, twice max a year, right? In this case, they've got, what, 2 buffs because they dropped 2 Fusion Warriors off rip, and they might get a third one with UG4 for the Ultra that's coming out. And if they do that, I think they won't drop a Fusion Warrior for the festival, but let's see, we don't know. The thing is, with the Fusion Warriors that exist in the series, I don't see any of them being a support unit. If they are going to be a support unit, it would have to be like Vegito Blue, simply because in that arc, Trunks was the finishing piece for the arc, you know, Trunks got the finishing blow. So there would be like a 1% Vegito Blue. They're not going to make, I don't see them making the Legends Limit support Vegito Blue. I would be so pissed if they did that, but depending on how good he is, I'll be happy about it. If he's a Legend Limit, he'll have an LF, you know, a transforming Vegito Blue maybe, I don't know. But in general, the team does need support. They just drop highly power offensive units that are going to age out, and because there's no support, there's nothing to hold them back up. The team lasts for about 4 months, which is a long time. Then it starts phasing out because they don't give it anything else. But at the same time, there's not many things that they can do to make Fusion Warriors really good because of how the team is meant to operate. It's just meant to be a powerhouse unit type of team. Vegito, Gogeta, even if they drop a gold tank, he's gonna carry. Do you know what I mean? Zamasu, he's going to carry. He's meant to be offensive beast. These Fusion Warriors are solo dolo type units. They don't come with assist units that are meant to support them. So unless they just randomly drop like a assist Trunks who comes with support capabilities for the team or something, which I don't think makes that much sense, I don't see Fusion Warriors getting a buff, but I do agree with this take completely. I think this is mostly agreeable if you think about it actually logistically. Do you get what I'm saying? Got a take here from N128169018. Ultra UI Sign Goku is the best yellow unit in the game right now. Let's address what yellows are in the game right now. We got Gauge Araga, Super Gauge 2. Help! Help me! Maraga! He's the other yellow in the game, and we also have Gogeta, fusing Gogeta Blue. Any other yellows I'm missing that are valuable? I don't think so. So these are the 3 yellows we have. Gogeta Blue obviously has the Strike Assault. With pre-transformation, he has the tag switching. He can get Cover No, Vanish Restore, and at half health, he breaks the combo a tiny bit. Post-transformation, I already mentioned how he has the Strike Assault, but he also is able to get Vanish Restore from his main. Draws cards pretty decently as well. Let's look at Super Gauge 2. He has his gauge obviously that breaks the combo. He gets a blue card and empties his gauge when he uses a blue card. He's able to give the team and himself anti-Saiyan buffs, which is very valuable right now. Very tanky unit in general when used correctly on the right team, but can get melted very easily as well in the wrong circumstance. Then we have Ultra UI Sign. Ultra UI Sign in general is just the staller of death. His gauge, the way he dodges and whatnot. He's able to flip out of combos as well. His main ability allows him to nullify endurance, which is also good because if you only have it on the ult, it can get cancelled, but from the main ability you can continue with strikes and blast. He draws a green and an ult from his main ability. He heals quite a lot if they do an ultimate against him, or I believe a Rising Rush 2, and I believe he takes the Vanish from that as well, which is super OP. Anything else I'm missing? Obviously the cover change thing, you can't stop him. It's close, I'd say, between Gogeta and UI. Me personally, I think Super Baby 2, because of his role, is more a defensive role. He can be offensive as well, like he locks in, for example. But I don't think he's doing more damage than UI and Gogeta. And in terms of the buffs that he could potentially have, in terms of Zenkai buffs and whatnot, Super Baby 2 is clearly the weaker link out of the three. So let's talk about Gogeta and UI. Me personally, I prefer using UI. I know my Gogeta is not high starred, so my preference of usage could also just be based on stars. But let's say I had both of them at least 9 stars, right? I think UI is more practical in getting able to get a kill. If you want to get a kill, you just switch him in at the right time when you're fighting somebody, and then you use the ultimate and you can take them out. I'd even mentioned how he can get 2 ultimates as well, and he can go type neutral, I believe, if one person dies. So that's also an extra factor for him to just do more damage. I believe the type neutral is also uncancelable, which is something to note. It's not that Gogeta is bad, but he's more so just a kind of regular playing unit plus the strike assault. Whereas UI Sign, he's going to put you in a position to win 100%. And even if you're losing, you get time to actually think and recoup your thoughts so you can take advantage of the situation. Based on preference, I'm going to go UI Sign and say this is mostly agreeable. But I think a lot of Gogeta fans would disagree with this. So I might want to go 50-50. 50-50 is a safe option in this one here. So I'm going to go 50-50 just to play it safe. But if it was me personally, I'm saying it's agreeable. I'm saying it's agreeable. I'm going to end the video with this one because I feel like this one is a very good discussion to have. There was a lot of hot takes, but I feel like this is a good one to end the video. So BJ Alana, I think that's what it says. Alana BJ. Yes. I feel like DBL has been running out of ideas recently with the 2 gauges they gave to Ultimate Gohan when they could have just kept the unit simple. I disagree with this take. Some people might agree, but I'm going to say this is mostly disagreeable because I know Legends has the ability to make dumb abilities. They have a lot of creative ideas and they're just waiting to pull them out at the right time. I feel like Ultimate Gohan, based on what he has in the series, they just buffed him out of nowhere to make him super insane because he's Ultimate Gohan. They must glaze all Gohans. But with Gohan, I think the time thing is just a way to gatekeep him so he's not OP off the bat. Because if they could have kept him simple, he could just have the attack gauge capabilities from the jump, and that would be too insane. Do you know what I'm saying? So they're trying to try to gatekeep him so he's not one-shotting people, knowing that he's going to do insane amount of damage. I think somebody said he does like 305% in his passives. So I don't think it's that they're running out of ideas. They could have definitely kept Ultimate Gohan simple, so that's not disagreeable. But the ideas part, I think, is definitely disagreeable. Just simply because of characters they've already released this year. Look at Super 17. They added a simple thing like tap attacks that stop blues and strikes, and that shifted the whole meta one way. Ultra Golden Frieza, the comeback so you can do damage when you revive, very, very effective, and it's actually consistent with what happened, you know? We also have Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, where they're just stacking things on top of each other. They could easily make something more creative. Even look at fusing Vegito and Gogeta Blue. The Gogeta Blues thing, that idea, it was such a good idea, but it didn't execute the best. It's still very good, but it didn't execute the best, and we can all agree. And obviously Vegito with just the Rising Rush said, nah, we're not losing. So they clearly have ideas. It just depends on how they want to execute them, or maybe they have certain things that they want to execute for certain characters. For example, I think I mentioned something in the past about UG4 being unbeatable or something like that. Like, he literally shouldn't be able to be touched. Similar to what UI Sign has, maybe how he can just flip out of combos, or maybe he can just break combos and literally cause it to stalemate. So let me give you an example. You know, with like Super Baby 2, once his gauge pops, you know, you're kind of stuck in a predicament where you can't use cards or thing unless you switch out and get key from someone else who also like gets a card when you first draw in. I think UG4 should literally be untouchable like he was in the anime. in the sense that if he breaks a combo, you end up at a stalemate because he needs to be untouchable. It's not just a thing where he's gonna nerf you a bit or disrupt you. He actually needs to stop you. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's something easily they can implement from other things they've already added. They definitely have ideas. I disagree with the fact that they're running out of ideas, but I do agree they could have kept it simple. They just wanted to do a little saucy thing, or maybe they were trying to hold him back knowing they were going to make Ultimate Gohan an unnecessary menace. But yeah, man, that's going to be the end of the video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video, man. These hot takes are always fun to do, seeing what type of things that you guys want to discuss or what you guys believe in or don't believe in, even for the sake of just the conversation. I think it's always good to look at things in a controversial light so you can see different perspectives. At first, some of these takes might have been like, what the hell is that person saying? I can't believe they said that. But then after hearing an actual discussion about it, you might lean the other way. Might show that your initial thoughts are a bit more ridiculous than the thoughts that someone else actually had. Do you get what I'm saying? So yeah, let me know what you guys think, which one was your worst, which one was your favorite hot take. But of course, if you haven't already, make sure to press the subscribe button, man. We're on this grind to 100,000 subscribers. I appreciate you guys for watching, man. My name's Zakashi, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one, man.